Hello everyone. Today we will watch a short retelling of the film The Devil. The film begins with a worker committing suicide by jumping out of a skyscraper. The guard of the building mentions that his mother told him stories about the devil, whose appearance is always marked by suicide. Detective Bowden arrives at the scene. It becomes known that the detective is experiencing the death of his wife and child in a car accident, the culprit of which left the scene of the accident and was not found. Meanwhile, in the skyscraper from where the suicide jumped off, 5 strangers get stuck in the elevator, each of whom has committed various crimes in the past. Detective Bowden is taking over this case as well. What is happening in the elevator is visible on the surveillance camera screen, but the sound does not come from there. People in the elevator can hear what they are told from outside. Among those locked in the elevator were the following people: Ben, a previously convicted security guard, an elderly woman suffering from kleptomania; Vince, a seller who earns money with the help of scams; Tony is a former mechanic who fought in Afghanistan; and Sarah, a greedy heiress, is on her way to meet her lawyer. Strange things begin to happen to the elevator. Sometimes the lights start to go out. After the light comes on again, it is discovered that Sarah is injured. There is a bite-like wound on her back. She can't explain anything, the others are at a loss. The occupants of the elevator soon begin to suspect Vince of the attack, as the person who causes the least confidence. Soon, people in the elevator begin to die one by one, during blackouts. Vince is killed by a shard of glass from the mirror that was hanging in the elevator, and the shard hits exactly into the vein. Detective Bowden feels a connection between what is happening in the elevator and a man who committed suicide earlier, who wrote in a suicide note that he hears the devil's footsteps. Checking the building's visitor log, Bowden finds out that only 4 of the elevator's prisoners are listed in it: Sarah, Vince, Ben, and a certain Janukovsky. The investigator misinterprets the latter as Janoska and takes it for the name of an elderly woman. Therefore, the detective's main suspicions fall on Tone, the only one of the 5 who did not register in the registration log. The repairman of the building goes down to the elevator shaft to repair it, but breaks off the cable and dies. In the elevator car, the light disappears again, and when it gets light, everyone is horrified to discover that an elderly woman is strangled with a lamp wire. The light in the elevator goes out again, and Ben turns out to be dead, with an unnaturally twisted neck. Each of the 2 remaining people in the elevator thinks the other is the killer. Tony and Sarah prepare to fight each other, armed with shards of mirror, but Bowden manages to calm them down. The lights turn off again, and Sarah finds herself with her throat cut. Meanwhile, Tony's girlfriend breaks into the building and calls his surname Janukovsky. Everyone understands that he did not enter the building without registering. Suddenly an elderly woman comes to life, and the devil was hiding in her guise. She declares that she needs Tony. Using the dead worker's walkie-talkie, Tony informs the police that a woman and a child died a few years ago because of his fault, and he fled in a car and repents of this and is ready to go to prison for it. The old lady is upset. She hoped to get the soul of an unrepentant sinner, and she disappears. When the rescuers manage to get into the elevator, Tony turns out to be alive, but he does not find the old lady, and Bowden realizes that his family died because of Tony. That's how this movie ends. Thanks for watching. If you liked the retelling, put likes and subscribe. Soon there will be a lot of videos on the channel. See you later.